Hi, this is Stephen Frew, and we're doing a short series on the person inside the athlete, which is the same person inside of you or me. Uh, who is this person out there that performs, that increases competence, excellence, and so forth, focuses on that in work or whatever? And who is this person inside? That's the work of the psychotherapy office, what's going on inside. And I talked in the last podcast about Jung talking about individuation, which is a process of defining yourself more and more and more over time. Individuation, becoming the individual you were born with and are meant to be and are meant to manifest until the lights go out. And when they go out, they go out. So, I want to talk a little bit about the tribal context of that for young people, because for these elite athletes I spoke to, they are developing tribe in many different places in their lives, men and women. I'm not talking about specifically about women, but not because I don't want to talk about women athletes. It's just that I spoke to male athletes, and that's what this was about. So I think a lot of this material applies equally to young women, and some of it does not. There's a very, very different challenge for an 18, 19, 20-year-old woman than there is for an 18, 19, 20-year-old man, and we should probably touch that in a future podcast. Not from the point of view of competitiveness, but from the point of view of self-knowledge and how that works. I've got a couple good illustrations there, actually, that we'll get to. So, now going into tribal and individuation, how those two gears maybe match up. I think that there's an indication, I should say there's an indication, or several indications, whether you're actually moving in a direction you want to move. We talked about individuation as knowing yourself and leaving your entourage, claiming your passion, understanding what to listen to and not listen to in your coaching relationships, knowing something about your yes or your no or your maybe, knowing who you are. That's what Socrates said 2,400 years ago. Know yourself. Well, the athlete, that is no less important for the athlete to know themselves, as well as to know the coaching that they're getting that's helping them to develop the instrument to its finest operational level. So I developed some what I call declarations, and here's how you'll know. Yes, actually how you'll know at any time in life, but how you'll know that you're actually doing the work and moving. The first declaration is that you'll be and you'll know that you're unspeakably present. Now, what's that mean? It means that you're able to be in the moment without distracting yourself. And how do we distract ourselves? We go to the past, what's happened in the past, or we go to the future, what may happen tomorrow, or we go into speculation, what does that person think of me? Or we go into all kinds of mental mind games to get out of the present and get safe. That's how we survived growing up. What's going to happen next? What happened before? Now, an indicator that you're individuating in the context of a tribe is to know that you're present tense, that you're living in Toll. I don't think I pronounced his name correctly, but Toll's book, The Power of Now, that you're living in this moment and this moment only to the best of your ability. Therefore, you can listen differently because you're in the present. You're not referencing to other stories. Therefore, you can listen differently. Therefore, you can speak eloquently because you're speaking from the core, which is your soul. You're speaking from the heart. And you're not impressing or adjusting or adapting or apologizing or any of that. You're saying, this is who I am. Present. unshakably present. First declaration, first indicator that you're doing this work. Second one, conscientiously committed. Now I use that one because commitment is something everybody talks about, and certainly there's a lot of talk about that in coaching, that he's committed or he's not committed. This kind of segues off into motivational speaking and stuff. This isn't a motivational speech, this is an attempt to get you to notice yourself, to get you to notice yourself. I'm committed, I'm conscientiously committed, for example, in my partnership with a woman I love deeply. I'm conscientiously committed means that I don't storm off in a funk because she's mad at me or doesn't agree with me, that I don't talk about her to other men negatively or something, that I listen when it's difficult for me to listen to what she's bringing to me, that I move into loving her when I don't feel very loving, that I cherish her contributions and her openness with me. See, I'm committed to that, not some fairy tale religious idea of I'll always be true, I'll never run. Not that, I mean that's okay, but not that. Committed to the truth of our relationship. Conscientiously committed means intellectually as well as heart, that I am in connection with the choice I've made of a woman. Conscientiously committed, unshakably present, conscientiously committed drives the third declaration, which is focused. I am tenaciously focused on what's in front of me. So if you're using the coaching analogy and your pitching coach is talking about your shoulder and it's raising and how that comes to the power off your leg, and I've listened to some of this with Tommy's coaching, how all that works, the dynamics, the mechanics of it. To be tenaciously focused is to be in the present at that moment and not thinking about what you did wrong and not thinking about what you're going to do in the World Series, but letting yourself be in the moment, tenaciously focused on what's being said and entering that. Now, that's a difficult thing. It's easy to me to say, it's a difficult thing. In my marriage, it means that if I'm focused, I'm not thinking about what she did in the past, I'm not thinking about what's wrong with what's going on right now, or the fact that I'm old and she's young, or whatever it is. But tenaciously focused takes me into, she's talking about what we're going to do in the backyard and the plants we're going to plant and how she has a vision for the little fountain and so on. She's talking about that, and I am, by commitment, by my conscientious commitment, I am focused on what she's saying and processing it and holding it in that space. Now, if you look at my work as a coach, you would see that my job here in this office is the same, is to be focused on what that person's story and experience and challenge and struggle is. I'm focused. I'm not thinking about what I can do for them or what's going to happen next. I'm right there when I'm doing my best work. So we're going to take these 3 podcasts and we're going to develop them over the next couple of months into several other coaching examples that I think and I hope will help you. I'm Stephen Frew. I appreciate your listening. Thank you.